Okay, hey folks, this is going to be a very quick unscripted tutorial on how to work the new Hunger Hud. As I say, I haven't prepared for this, so if I'm an please forgive me and I'll make a better video when I've got more time. But for now this will have to do. Okay, so this is the new HUD, the vampire version in this case. First thing you'll notice, the refresh button has gone, because we don't need it anymore. So all we have is the scan button, the bite button and the kill button. This is still the options button as before. Flight assist works as before, except that now this power button turns off the entire HUD. We're trying to enforce the use of the Hunger flight assist, basically so that everybody's on a level playing field. When you turn the HUD back on, you'll get a 10-second countdown before you can use any of the other buttons. Same thing happens when you first wear the HUD as well. This is to prevent people from teleporting on top of your head and then quickly putting the HUD on to try and get a sneaky kill without a teleport violation. Okay, other new buttons, we have flight and ground here, and this in the middle. You can either click them directly to switch combat modes. You then have to wait at least 10 seconds before you can switch back again. Get a countdown there. And then the middle one will just switch to whichever one you're currently not in. Flight mode basically means the old fighting style, flying around, clicking, walking up to people, just single click kills, fastest finger wins. Don't think that because this says ground mode it means that you can no longer fight on the ground using the old style. That's not the case. It's just your preferred fighting mode. So this refers to the normal play. Ground mode will initiate hand-to-hand combat instead, which I'll show you a bit later on. This here is the info window. Here you can see I'm a pureblood of Crash Test Dummies, my strength, status, and my multiplier, which I'll go into later. That's also to do with ground combat. The scanner. You no longer have to repeatedly hit scan in order to get results. You switch it on and you switch it off. As you can see there, we've already got my alt, and star is over there as well right now. You've got this little drop down tab here which pops open your filter options. You can filter out enemies, filter out allies or humans, which obviously you can't see happening right now, but it means that if you're out fighting you can get everything else out of your way. The scanner will react a little bit quicker if you've switched off these two, because it's running through less checks. So for the best speed when you're fighting, you may as well turn off these filters here. On the right hand side we've got little up down arrows which will adjust your floating text. As you can see, it's moving up and down there. My text is a bit squashed right now, but that's because I've had to resize my window for this recording, so don't worry about the names hanging off the edge. The scanner will auto-update. If a Hunger player comes into the sim wearing their HUD, no matter where they are, they'll automatically be added. If they're not wearing their HUD, or if it's a human, they'll be picked up within the usual 96 meter range. And if a Hunger player isn't wearing their HUD, the second they put it on, they'll appear on your scanner as well, so they can't use it to hide in that way. It will also put them into distance order. On here you'll see if I fly over near Storm, it should move her up to the top of the list, like that. And you get the normal 18 meters north and a little up down arrow to show you if they're above you or below you. It will also separate them out, so if you have got enemies, allies and humans on the scanner, you'll see enemies at the top, then allies, then humans, and it will show up to 20 results, the 20 closest people that it's picked up basically. So So let's demonstrate the auto updating. Let's say Hunger Engineer over there kills me. Let me show you what happens. See, my info window has automatically updated, told me I'm dead, and given me a countdown, which is currently only 10 seconds. And then it will ask me to wait, and the script that brings me back to life will kick in shortly, and there we go. And let me show you the other way round. If I was to kill Hunger Engineer, same deal, comes up straight away on my scanner, and that counts. If somebody was to kill a star right now, she'd appear as dead on my scanner, so you don't have to worry about chasing people down that have already been killed anymore or anything like that. Any other changes, leaving a clan, setting yourself dormant, same thing, should auto update on that window. Oh, and Star's just left the region. Selecting a target, as you can see up here, we have the target window. If I get myself out of range, when I select a person from this list, if they're in range they'll auto-lock. If not, it will just put them up on this target window. This has a much faster refresh rate. You'll see this distance on the lower window updates about once a second. This one here is much quicker on the target bar. If you want the fastest lock possible, you'll select your target on this list, get into range and then lock them using the target bar. That is by far the quickest reaction for a lock. It's got a script dedicated just to getting that lock on them. You also get this little 3D arrow here when you select somebody on this list. Shows you the direction that they're in, and as you see it's changing colour. It goes red within kill range and lock range, which is now 30 meters. You get amber within 60 meters and green outside that range. And you can use that little arrow to get you started flying towards them. And if you go into mouse look, it moves that arrow to the middle of your screen, close enough, so that you can concentrate on where you're going without having to look at the HUD quite so much. Find your targets. Let's talk a little bit more about mouse look. When you're in mouse look, if you've got a name selected on this target bar and you're in lock range, left clicking the mouse will give you a lock. Another left click will also give you a kill, but you do have to wait at least 1 second. Oops, if I can stay still. Wait at least 1 second between locking and killing, so that you can't just do a rapid double click kill. So if you try that, this will happen. You must wait at least 1 second after mouse lock before clicking again. Get my lock, wait a second, kill. There we go. So you can chase down your target, lock them and kill them entirely from mouse look, which I quite enjoy doing personally. The reaction time is probably again not quite as quick as clicking this bar here. If you haven't got a lock currently and you click that, you'll still get the old drop downs, which many of you still like, I'm sure. But do bear in mind that any time one of these windows pops up causes the script to pause for a whole second. So between you clicking that and you clicking the number, there's going to be at least a 1 second time frame before it can do anything. Whereas when it comes to the lock window here, all you have to do is get as quickly there and you get your kill. Okay, at this point I'm going to stop this recording and carry on momentarily.